All right, welcome to Election Day Eve Robot Adventures. It talks about what's going to happen tomorrow. So today is the 2nd of November 2020. Tomorrow is Election Day in America. And yeah, I think it's good that it's finally over the stupidity of Trump and we're gonna get 4 years of maybe nothing. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go back to the status quo. Yeah, of course, the way things were, which weren't the best. Politicians still were controlled by the gun lobby, and big pharma still paid off people. You couldn't get good health care. You couldn't feel safe. The environment's all shitty. Things weren't great before. So if we're going back to the way things were, it's like, yeah, we're going back. We're regressing, not making progress. So yeah, it's kind of like, yay, we get rid of one super shitty guy to get a mediocre kind of like, meh. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting watching the stuff. I think tomorrow I'm probably gonna try to stream some more. I tried streaming today, and that was kind of fun. I built a new PC, and so I was able to do a little bit of streaming. And yeah, I got well, not the new, but I picked up a couple games on Steam. So if you got Steam, you can find me Robot Adventures. Playing a lot of Monster Hunter World. They had the last festival out. So I might do a little bit of that while I watch how the polls come in, and or what if it's a landslide, or if it's the most fucked up stupid thing America could do. Some predictions. I think the election day polling might be chaotic at the polls for people who waited at the polls. You'll see a lot of people who can't vote probably get angry, like, oh, fraud is fraud, or something like that. And this is just my take. I think for this election, I think a lot of the actual, I'm going to say smart people or smart people, voted early, like I did. I voted early, or did it by mail or something like that. I don't know who's going to go down to the polls and like, oh yeah, I'm just going to get down there on election day and wait in line for something. I mean, if it was really that important, I think you would have tried to make sure you got it done before the due date. So I think any of the election day issues, I think that's gonna occur to mostly procrastinators and people who are gonna complain. Well, I didn't know that I had to have ID, or I didn't know that I needed something. Oh, no one told me, something like that. And I think that's gonna happen. I'm just guessing that procrastinators, dumbasses, are probably gonna be more Trumpian. Um, and that might be used as a way. Oh, look at all that problems at the polls. That means that the landslide and Trump lost. That doesn't count because he was also like the guy who was like, oh yeah, don't vote by mail, because that's also a lie. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a way. They're gonna play that story. And as far as the riots, I think if there are any riots, then they're going to be the Trumpians upset that they lost. And I think they're going to like, we lost the stupid fucker. And it's going to be kind of like easy to just, okay, everyone who's rioting, just pick them up. I don't think you're going to riot if you're like a Democrat who's like, yay, Trump lost, let's go break into some stores. Or yay, kids won't be put in cages anymore, let's go break into some stores. It doesn't really make sense. People are like, yay, we're not as dumb as fucking the rest of the world thinks we are, or can be, this time. So I think people were just like, yeah, okay, the Democrats won, Trump is gone, and yeah, that's gonna be it. It's like, okay, anybody who's running around the street going, they're all gonna be pretty much Trumpians. Now, if Trump refuses to concede, then it's going to go into the courts and stuff like that. And then, but still, I think the way Bush stole the election with Gore in 2000, maybe there'll be a quick resolution and say, okay, well, that's the way that's the way it's done. And if if the consensus on the landslide is correct, then I think it'll be pretty easy. Like, okay, that was a landslide. There's no real reason to count hanging chads and stuff like that. So, yeah. So I'm kind of. I got stuff to do. I'm doing stuff tomorrow. I'm here and there. So, well, it's gonna be interesting to see how things go, and might have some stories for you tomorrow night. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be streaming late, around 10 or something like that. 11. Just watching the polls come in and killing some monsters or something. But yeah, it's gonna be a relief, I think, or just like the most facepalm. It's gonna be a relief. It's not gonna be a great thing. Like, yay, we get nothing. Yay. And it's sad when getting nothing promised, nothing, there's okay, I take that back. The best thing that has happened from this whole stupid election is that now Bernie Sanders is going to be leading. Well, he's not officially, but he's going to, he was number 2. He's going to be putting in, and if the Democrats take the Senate, and they hold a supermajority, Bernie Sanders is going to be pushing these progressive bills, and it's going to be up to the shill, the president, owned by, all of his donors, the big pharma and, the banks and stuff like that. It's going to be up to, like, well, I don't want health care for people, and I don't want, gun control, and I don't want, all these bills that are coming to my desks. They're too progressive. It's going to be a one-term, one and done, and he's gone. So yeah, then as soon as the election's over, it's like, okay, that's one term Biden, get him out of here. We'll primary the fuck out of him. He's a shit. We'll see. We if he's like, okay, yeah, I realize that we need to be progressive. If he overshadows Obama in terms of progressive legislation, is like, wow, Obama will be like, wow, your vice president was super good. And Obama was kind of meh. Oh, that'd be a nice surprise, but we'll see. So lots of things to think about. If there's a supermajority, what progressive legislation will be passed? What will get through? Will we get the Green New Deal? Will we get FDR kind of stuff where people get put back to work and taxes go up way high for the barons, the monopolies get shut down. And we will have will the trend from the 1980s when Reagan got into, pushing all the productivity is, high, record high, but all the money gets pushed to the one percenters, the top super rich. Will that be, distributed to the working class? There's lots of things that should happen, but being that Biden's, in the pockets of Wall Street, we'll see if that does happen, but it'll be pretty easy to spot. Like, yep, he's bought and paid for. I just wanted to put this out before tomorrow, and just my thoughts on the end of Trump. It's been 4 years. I remember I got my Japanese green card 4 years ago, and on that day I was like, oh yeah, I got my green card, yay! And then I emailed my brother here in America. It's like, I got my green card, you got Trump. I was like, wow, that's shitty. So, but yeah, that's that whole thing is done, and I want to say it's the end of that, that kind of way racist. It was the last stand for those people. They're still gonna be there, but like just out in the open, like, yeah, it's like, no, we don't need any of that. Any of that Trump shit, just it's gone. I think anyone who's aligned themselves with Trump, they should be gone. I think people will try to vote him out, and if they do, then there's hope for America. If they don't, then the rest of the world will still go, wow, you guys need to do some work. And I'm also thinking it's going to be this Biden administration. It's going to be the last stand for the corporate Democrats, because doing it the way Big Pharma and the way things were done, that's no longer we're in Washington and we're in a bubble and no one sees what we're doing. Everyone sees what you're doing. And AOC and the progressives and they're growing. They're getting stronger, and young people are way more progressive than anybody existing in, well, not anyone, but than the majority of the people that are in power now. So it's like, yeah, you guys got to change. They're gonna all the corporate Democrats, the that old way of doing weak Democrats. They're getting primaried and they're getting taken out, and stronger leaders are getting moved in. So that's good. And I think it's Biden's chance to, if he wants to save face, then he's got to go progressive. If he's not gonna go progressive, then he's just gonna be hammered from the left. It's like, dude, you're a shitty piece of shit. And the left isn't, the progressives are not scared to hammer them, because they're winning seats and stuff. And the landslide is, there's nothing coming from the right like, oh, we need to be more racist and more we need more cages for children. That's done. If it's not done, then it's, wow, it's the biggest facepalm of, it's, I don't know what, it's the 2020 election, that's what it is. So that should be done, and all of that should be done. So it's like, no, we're not having that conversation. That's not in the conversation. And what's in the conversation is moving the country forward and rebuilding. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes, and yeah, we'll see. $15 minimum wage. I think everybody wants that. So only if you're working. What about the people who have to pay the? Yeah, okay. Things will get adjusted for the increase in pay, but still, there'll be a time where, like, oh, I can pay my bills and stuff like that. I don't know if it costs that. Well, yeah, we'll see how much it costs to get oil and stuff imported, but other countries don't have to pay their workers $15. So you're still going to get dirt cheap labor coming out of China. So the cost of all those products made in China is still going to be low as shit. It's just going to be the people working in America on the American side who you have to pay the $15 minimum wage. So the increase is not going to be like, oh, everything has to cost more now. It's just only they could spin it like that and say, oh, well, if you increase the minimum wage, then prices have to skyrocket, because no. It's only the prices, the cost of doing business, paying the workers here in America, that will increase. All the slave labor that you get out of other countries, that's gonna stay low. So, yeah, yeah. All right, okay, that's enough. It's almost midnight, so I'm gonna throw this up real quick. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll have an intro but I'll throw it into the, what's it called? Shot One or something like that. Shot video editor, and yeah, it should probably just go by real quick. All right, guys. That was pre-election day 2020 thoughts. I'm hoping for a super majority. I'm hoping for, that would mean taking both houses and the presidency. I'm not hoping for any rioting because that's a stupid thing to do. I'm hoping for a huge landslide win that Trump has no one, like Adrian Broner, claiming that he beat Manny Pacquiao. It's like no, people saw it, dude. You lost. Manny beat your ass. It's like yeah, I beat him. No, dude. Yeah, we don't want any of that kind of like delusion. So it's tomorrow's the day, and probably tomorrow starts the week of like, oh no, I didn't lose, and then after he loses, then he's out of the office, and then New York comes for him for his tax evasions and all this other craziness that it's like, oh, and then the question, will Biden pardon the ex-president? Nobody wants Biden to pardon. Oh yeah, Biden can't pardon him for state stuff. He can only pardon him for federal stuff. So president might be going to jail. So that's good. Yeah, lots of. Yeah, it's like a premiere. It's a big event. So we'll see how it goes. Every hour, every few minutes, there's gonna be like, oh, breaking news, and then the world will be following it and like, oh, that happened. So it's a big day tomorrow. All right. Talk to you guys tomorrow, and if you want to follow the stream and play some games on Steam. Yeah, Robot Adventures. All right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Come by. Bye.